What's up, everybody?
What's happening, family?
And welcome back to another episode of
Is This Gonna Cause an Argument?
My name is Angel Lakita Moore Tanksley, also known as That Chick Angel. That Chick Angel. Wait until I get my full voice back, because I'm going to be on the attack of these notes. I am joined by my other host, my sexy, my amazing, my gorgeous lover, my best friend, my husband. Tell him who you are, baby.
I am Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank, a.k.a. King Heifer. Ooh. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, we greatly appreciate it. Y'all, this is the podcast we do every single week, and we sit here and we talk about relationships. We talk about current events. We talk about kids, families, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We do it and we have a good time doing it. And the reason we have a good time doing it is because we do it with our immediate family, who is the people that we are called in our Patreon. All right, we call all y'all family. If you was part of this and you tuning in, all y'all family. But the immediate family is in Patreon.
Yeah.
And they watch us film this and other things live every single week. And we do special events and all that jazz. You can be a part of that media family. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/thatchickangel and sign up for the low of $5 a month.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good time over there. Go ahead. Tell them about the sponsors.
All right. We're also joined by some amazing sponsors. Now, let me make this clear. Sponsors of this show are companies that are partnering with us because they want us to tell their product and their services to our audience in the hopes that if you need their service, that you will use our promo codes. One, because it gets you a discount. Two, because it actually helps this podcast. So we got 4 sponsors today. Beep, 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 beep. 4 sponsors. I ain't mad at it. Praise God. Today we will be telling you more about BetterHelp, Hold On Bags, ZocDoc, and HelloFresh. We'll tell you more about their services and their products later on in the podcast. But again, if they have a service or a product that you've been thinking about using, even if you were like, oh yeah, I need a teapot, and we all of a sudden tell you about a teapot company, please give them a try.
Because you need one anyway.
Exactly.
So win-win.
Win-win. So we'll tell you more about them. Make sure you use our promo codes and our links, which will always be in the show notes of this podcast. All right. Let's jump into the day.
Jeez.
With Tanksley Pride. If you all are new to watching us, Tanksley Pride is a segment we do pretty much every other week where we tell you some sort of story or stories about our 4 boys.
I'm sorry, Nisha over here talking about, I need a teapot. Girl, we ain't got no teapot sponsor, all right? That was an example.
She's like, bro, can we get the teapot today? Actually, if you have been watching me if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to That Chick Angel TV. But I have been using this loose leaf steeper. I couldn't find the exact one, but I did add one to my Amazon storefront. I'm pretty sure my Amazon storefront link is in most of my, like if you go to my Instagram, you can go to my link tree and you'll see it. Anyway, we have 4 boys, a 13-year-old, 8-year-old twins, and a 3-year-old. And we tell stories about them, how either that we're watching them grow, they've tickled us, pissed us off. You never know.
Never know.
Do you want to kick it off, baby?
Yeah, I'm going to kick it off because mine has to do with them, but then it doesn't have to do with them.
Okay.
So last week was spring break for Marcus and the twins, also for our family in Kentucky.
Yes.
So we had some people out. We had a house full of people.
Yes, we did.
All right. Angel had 2 sisters out here, and they had grandkids and kids and all types of jazz. But my niece, Makari, she was out here. We had us a grand old time. You know what I'm saying? She don't say a lot.
She is quiet.
She's probably the only person I know that's quieter than my brother.
Yeah.
Because I'm a motor mouth compared to him. Anyway, so she's graduation present. So I finally got her to speak up and say what she wanted for graduation. When she said she wanted some shoes, I'm like, bet, let's ride. So we sat there and I asked her. I said, because I'm trying to like treat her for her graduation. So I was like, you want to go in the Mustang? And she lit up. She was like, you have a Mustang? I was like, yeah. So we went out to the garage and I uncovered it. She was like, yeah, can we go in that? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So pulled it out or whatever, let it warm up. Halo been setting a while. So we riding.
Victory gonna slash your tires. Have you taken her out in
she ain't
Halo
never
yet?
ran. She ain't ever ran at convenient time. Victory wants to be seen being unseen. She don't want to be around the family, but then she want to be around the family. Like, make up your damn mind.
Victory has been
Victory's
like,
oh, y'all doing stuff? Nah, I'm not coming by. But you know who that is? That is her granny.
Oh no, Victory and my mom
y'all are the same goddamn person.
They're both
y'all like, oh, y'all having an event? Oh no, I'm not coming over. I'm not dealing with y'all. Oh, this is what we did. Oh, then got out too. Anyway,
Victory has been asking to go in that daggone Mustang,
and then she disappeared. Anyway,
like, vapor.
So we riding or whatever. I was like, you want to put on some music? She's like, So pulled out the jack and let her plug her phone up because it's like looks all original, but it's got auxiliary, so you can play, whatever in there. The music that this girl put on, I was appalled. I was pearl clutching.
Oh, was it a lot?
It was so vulgar.
Oh yeah, that's my niece.
I was like, look, I'm trying to we ride. I'm looking over her like, Makari.
What did the word say?
Everything. Oh my God. I feel so old and innocent.
And would you have one, not the other?
Huh?
I said
I'm neither. I'm neither.
You are neither.
Your ass.
You are neither.
Oh, the music. These kids' music. It's just so fun. Now, granted,
I'm about to say
the lyrics wasn't no different from. I mean, the lyrics was different because these new dudes can't rap for nothing. But the words they were using ain't no different from stuff that I listen to. But knowing that she listens to it, it's awful. I did my virgin ears, Angel.
Were you like? How did you look at her and be like, Makari, or were you just like, I'm gonna pretend? I'm
gonna let her be in this moment.
Did you just try to play it cool? You were like,
oh yeah,
right.
I played it cool the whole time. Then we got back in leaving the ball. She plugged her phone and played, and I was like, oh no, you don't hear no Earth, Wind and Fire or something?
She is not a dinosaur.
You want some? I don't know, something. Missy or anything. Timberland?
They were not.
Oh,
she wasn't alive when they were.
I know. I remember holding her out the coochie.
Never right.
She was young. And then she graduating and listening to this mess.
Yes. Oh my God.
I was literally like, what the
Oh, I wish I could have been in there. I'm like, okay. All right. He want to do what with it? Okay. Yeah. That would be me.
And they sounded so bad. And it wasn't even clever. They were just saying words. Scrotum in your mouth, bitch. I was like, that don't even go. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
At least use some double entendre, triple entendre or something. That's like, nah, we just gonna say these words because I'm riding in the car. Vogel, in her mouth.
Hey.
That's how we around all in the South.
Hey.
I was like,
that would have been me clapping and swaying in the back seat. Yeah. All right.
I couldn't even get with the beats. I was like, I can get past the lyrics if I can just hear the beat. The beat just sounded like they gave, was it a Casio piano keyboard back in the day? It sounded like they just gave Amara, like, just make some noise. Like, where's the rhythm in this?
Yeah.
God dang.
So that's your Tanksley Pride story.
Yeah.
Just having to listen to coochie scrotum in your mouth. All right. I had a little bit of a different experience with the Bakari. It's not really a tradition. I've only done it one other time. Since I've lived here, I'm trying to think. Had Portia already had her prom? No.
Oh, yeah. Hold on real
Portia
quick.
hadn't had her prom.
If you're part of Patreon, you just heard everything I just said. But if you ain't,
we bleeped it out.
We had to bleep all that out.
Because what we're not going to do is not be able to monetize these YouTube videos.
And I'm sorry.
Amen and amen. So when Victory was getting ready for prom, I got the phone call. Hey, Victory needs a prom dress. Can you go downtown, find her a prom dress? So that was back in what year? 2012. So I drove downtown, took pictures of dresses, sent the pictures. Victory picked out a dress, got it, shipped it to her. Boom. Then it's Makari's turn. She is the next niece in line. So my sister Melissa, who was out here 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago for my sister Jackie's birthday, we went downtown. We looked at some shops. We found 3 options for her. So then when Makari came in town, we went shopping for her. We got her dress. And it's so funny. Makari, a makeup artist, asked what my niece's style was. I said, she dresses like a soft stud. Is her style. She's in J's or some sort of sneaker that like sneaker heads would like. Either she's in a tracksuit or jeans and like a graphic tee. Or maybe a crop top because she's got no waist. The waist does not exist, okay, period.
She be wearing them damn crop top.
And then, she wears her natural hair because me, Angel, her auntie, helped pave the way for people to wear natural hair in my family, all right? So we go downtown, and she's looking for a dress. Her boyfriend did this whole promposal, and so she knows what she knows what color she wants to wear. I do believe it's like her favorite color. It's purple. And I was laughing so hard because we went to go try on a dress. She comes out the dressing room, and I'm the only one helping her because my sister gone to another store. This baby comes out the dressing room with this dress and a sports bra on. And I was like, if you don't take that goddamn sports bra off so we can see what this is like a dress that's like backless. And this is a dress she done picked out, strapless. And I'm seeing this bright sports bra. I said, girl, take it. She said, oh, okay. I was like, the dress she ended up picking out, so super cute. She loved it because she's learning her lesson from her aunts and her mom. You got to celebrate and show off this body while you got it. So her mother specifically was like, show whatever you can because it might not be here down the line. So cute split. She got her.
Was way too damn high.
Yeah, Marcus was like, where's the rest of the material? Cute split. It's backless. It just has the straps. We found her some heels that she felt comfortable in because she's not a sneaker and a dress girl. She was like, if I'm wearing a dress, which ain't going to be often, I'm wearing heels with it. So we were able to put that all together. But that wasn't actually going to be my Tanksley Pride story. I'm going to tell you what my actual Tanksley Pride story is after this word from our sponsor. Excuse me. This episode of Is This Going to Cause an Argument is brought to you by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself, I'm telling you, you think you have it down pat, like you did the work in your 20s. You know yourself. Baby, let your 30s come. Let your 40s come. And you'll realize, oh my God, I'm ever evolving in this process of getting to know myself is a lifelong process. Well, the way therapy helps with that, it helps heighten your self-awareness. Because a lot of times, if we aren't intentional, we're not paying attention to how we react and why we're reacting to certain things or why we feel about certain things and trying to get a better understanding of that. And BetterHelp specifically helps you connect with a licensed therapist who can help you on this whole path and journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and getting to know yourself. Y'all know I've benefited from therapy greatly. I literally had the biggest breakthrough in my therapy session this past week to the point I told my therapist, I said, do you know how good you are at your job? She's like, no. I was like, girl, whatever the zone of genius is, go ahead, plop yourself above that. She was able to help me understand why I was having some struggles with procrastinating on a certain business thing and was helping me to understand the stress levels that I was hitting based off of the triggers that I'm aware of my triggers, but I wasn't aware of the stress level that I was hitting because of those triggers, which was putting me in a flight mode. Instead of fight, I was in flight, which was causing me to procrastinate. It was so eye-opening, and we were able to kind of help. She was able to help me reset so that I could move in a path that was going to benefit me and my company. So if you're thinking about starting with therapy, give BetterHelp a try, all right? It's entirely online. It is completely convenient and flexible and suited to fit your actual schedule. All you will do is like fill out a brief questionnaire, and they'll help you partner or find a licensed therapist and get matched with one. And you can switch therapists at any time with no additional charge. So that's great because you can find your perfect fit. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/argue.
Argue.
Today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/argue.
Argue.
My Tanksley Pride story is specifically about the boys in this spring break. I think my kids and my nephews and my niece had the time of their life. I really wanted to take advantage of the fact that, first of all, for the first time ever, I cried when people left. I don't usually cry when my family visits and leaves.
I would be like, bye.
I'd be like, all right, I'll see y'all either when I come to Kentucky or y'all come back to visit me.
She was sitting on that couch and holding her hand.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to cry. And this is what it was. All of my nieces and nephews up until about Victory experienced me living in Kentucky. Josiah did too, but he was a baby, so he don't really have no memory of it. But I got to experience him as a baby. Definitely got to do that. And also when he was a baby, I was coming home more often because I was in grad school. So I was coming home for each holiday. There was no holiday that I stayed home. I was coming home for the summer for extended periods of time.
Getting smashed.
Absolutely. Down by my boyfriend. And then, so with my sister Melissa's last kids and even my niece Shardae's children, they don't know a life where Aunt Angel lived near them. They only know life where Aunt Angel lived in California. So I have never gotten to spend a bunch of uninterrupted time with them. Because when we go to Kentucky, there's so many people that are like jockeying for my time. And there's other people that I also, want to see. I'm also spending time with Marcus's family. So this was the first time that I really felt like, one, that I got to spend that much time with Makari, but also two, my kids got to spend that much uninterrupted time with their cousins.
Right.
Micah,
which unfortunately is not common.
Yeah.
Not often that they get to do that.
Micah is right between little Marcus's and the twins' age, and then my sister Melissa has a grandson named Trenton who's 3.
Yeah.
And so
it's a couple months different from Amar.
So Amar even had a playmate that he fought with and played with the entire time. They pissed each other off so often.
Yeah.
So often. But they also played with each other a lot. Same thing with, I told y'all about that with Malachi, who's my great nephew, who's a little bit older than Marcus. And I was telling y'all before, I was like, he's special. He has, due to a diagnosis that he has, he is not like your average child. He didn't get to spend as much time as he would have wanted to with little Marcus, but like this is his first big trip out to California. Same with his younger brother, Zachariah, who also had an amazing time. I made cups for everybody. I pulled out my Cricut, cut their names out in vinyl and put their names on it. You would have thought I bought Zachariah a car. The way he was about this cup.
About that cup.
He loved his cup. Malachi's still waiting on his cup. I got to mail it with my sister's stuff that she left. But just seeing my kids really experience their family like that. And we did family stuff. We cooked every night. We did not eat out. We went to Universal and stood in them long ASS lines. Yeah. We went to an indoor jumpy place. They jumped, they cried, they played games. They played laser tag. Mm-hmm. The 2 dads, Marcus and Danny, tore them kids up in laser tag.
Murderized them. The scores it was such a huge delta in the scores. It was.
We let them plug up their gaming boxes to our large TV upstairs, so they got to play games with each other up there.
Yeah, the house was so loud and chaotic, and I loved it.
It was so great.
You could tell everybody was, I mean, outside of the thing, Makari, she was just like, as long as they leave me alone.
Yes, and I made sure Makari had her own room.
Yeah,
Lil Marcus had to give up his room so she could have her own private space.
Yeah, but you could just tell they were all having a really good time. Like every moment, other than when they were crying, they were still having a good time.
So it was just nice to be able to give that moment to the kids. They had chocolate chip pancakes. They got to make, my sister's kids had never made their own pizzas before. My sister and her husband had never made their own pizzas. They had a good time.
They did. Hey, let me tell you what. Danny said over and over, he said, man, I just realized we always speak and talk in passing. We never get to just sit down and kick it. He said, I realized this trip, I really, really do like my brother-in-law. Because we sat back there, and this is when I was on the grill. Mm-hmm. And he made it back in enough time. So we busted out the cigars and bourbon, and we back here just laughing and talking. Yeah. We went deep. I'm talking about deep with God and liquor. Then we came up out of it and got to laughing and stuff again. Yeah, we had a good time.
I have tried to.
Of course, I always have a good time with Melissa.
Yeah, y'all are
That's
foolish.
my seal.
And it was nice. I think all but one nephew, and I don't think that'll ever actually get to happen, and his kids. His kids I might be able to. I feel like I've gotten a chance to spoil, at some point in time, each of my family members when they've come out here. My sister Daisy, I was able to take her to, and her husband, I got to take them to Bridgerton. My sister Jackie, we did it up for her birthday. Melissa, she got to do the tea house when she came out, and then Victory, when she came out when she was 15 or 16, we went downtown, we went to Hollywood, we got to do a bunch of things. Portia, when she was out here nannying for us, she got to go to some amazing events. So I am glad that I'm getting to love on my family. As tired as I was, my cup was so full afterwards, because I was like, this is what family's about. Somebody asked, when is your siblings coming out here?
They've been. My brother's been multiple times, but this is the next time they come will be the first time I didn't have a 9 to 5. Yeah. Usually when my people come to visit, I was always going to work.
Yeah.
And then I get off work and we would have some weekend time. But usually by that weekend, we got a day, maybe 2, and then they leaving.
Right.
But the next time they come out, we'll definitely have chance. I mean, one time they came out, that's when I had my Audi. I gave my brother the keys. He dropped me off at work, and this fool was gone. I think he put 2,000 miles on my car that day.
Listen, I don't know what it is about the dudes in our family wanting to go to Crenshaw and Compton when they come out here.
My brother, he was familiar with that area because that's where he was. That was where he frequented.
He wasn't stationed.
He wasn't stationed there. He was always out there when he was in the Navy, so he was very familiar with that area. That's the first place he went. But yeah, Danny was like, "Yeah, gotta go down here to Crenshaw."
I told him, I said, "I am not taking you." So he better be glad he had a niece with a car. Bitch was like,
I don't think she know how to get there. Did you know? Huh?
It's down the street from where she lives.
Oh, I was right. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing it, so get somebody else to do it. But yeah, it was really, really fantastic. I wish the Malachi and Zachariah could have spent more time at our house, but my sister Jackie was still working. But they still got to get, like, they were like, this was the best time they've ever had. So I'm really glad. And family dinners, like, that was just, it was so dope, which we actually going to talk more about later on the podcast. But that was our long Tanksley Pride in adjacent stories. So hopefully and I didn't even vlog that much. We were really in the moment.
Yeah, we was in the moment. And y'all know me. If y'all watch our vlogs, I'm big energy of, hey, I forgot to vlog, but this is what I just did. But yeah, because I mean, I've been, as y'all can tell, even on my Instagram, if y'all follow me over there, I have been up on posting. But like last week, it was a almost completely dark week for me. Yeah. Because it was just so much going on. I'll tell you what, we slept so much this weekend. At least I did. I did.
I need more sleep.
Saturday I had to take a nap. Oh yeah, I guess just Saturday I took a nap. But we exhausted.
Yeah, tired people. But had great Easter too. I was supposed to host Easter dinner. Bailed on those plans, and I actually felt terrible, but I was like, I will get over it. Praise God. I'm too tired. All right. let's go on
Let's do an
to
Easter egg hunt. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere.
Yeah, he told me.
I mean, you gonna sit up the ass for eat? No, they need to be getting showers, get in the bed. It's time to go. You gotta
I
go to
was
school
like,
in the morning.
I was going to hide the eggs in our front yard in the house. Marcus was like, they're fine. No. So that didn't end up happening. Okay.
Barely moving on the couch with no energy.
I was so tired. I got an IV on Sunday morning before we went to church because y'all hear me. We're finishing up week 5. I'm about to be week 6 of not being fully healthy. This is not right. I don't like it, and I don't accept it. Okay. All right, guys. So the next topic is marriage gains. Our marriage gains segment is basically what we've learned in the how long we've been married now?
Almost 16 years.
Almost 16 years. I was telling Makari that we can track how long we've been married pretty much against her age, and then I can track how long I've been in California against my nephew Josiah's age. It's basically things that we've learned, because I think most people's intentions when they get married is for it to be the one time they do it. Except for people on TV shows. I think they're like, oh, I'll do it, and I'll get divorced in 3 months if it doesn't work. But for most people, it's about making it last forever. So we are going to give you a marriage gain that we have learned in the 16 years that we've been married. And hopefully it'll help you if you're in a marriage, if you are wanting to get married, or you can pass along the information to someone else who that is in a marriage. And before we give you our marriage gains, I'm about to tell you about our next 2 sponsors. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about both, but one is a new sponsor. And y'all know, I feel like I've mentioned it several times. When you think of sustainability, we are trying our best to do things that promote more sustainability in our household, especially because we now have a legacy with children. And if things go well, they'll eventually have kids. So we're trying not to be terrible folk and not try to leave this place better than what we got it in. So plastic, right? It's everywhere you look, and really not a lot is being done about it. Like if you've ever seen pictures of all the trash that doesn't get recycled, a lot of it is plastic.
The ocean, continents,
it's
floating islands.
It's terrible. 100 billion plastic bags are used and then thrown away every year. That is crazy. The plastic bag you see in the gutter or floating in a stream or washed up in a beach, multiply that by 100 billion. I can't imagine how much space that would take up, visually. Right? It's terrible, right? But there's a better way, and it starts with a better bag. Hold On wants to be a part of a growing movement away from single-use plastic, which you ask most experts is the single worst kind of plastic. At every stage, production, disposal, and decomposition, plastic bags are doing harm to the earth, our water, and even our bodies. That is one thing that we're also big on. We know how much plastic can leach into the water and the foods that you eat. Well, Hold On is a company born from the idea that there must be a better way to go about your daily chores. Trash bags and kitchen bags are necessary staples. But do they need to be 100% plastic? 100%? No, they don't. Hold On trash bags and kitchen bags are heavy-duty, plant-based, non-toxic, and 100% home compostable, which means they break down in weeks, not decades, without filling up landfills or polluting our oceans. And their Ziploc kitchen bags come in sandwich and gallon-sized bags to fit your needs, from holding carrots to crayons. We have some Hold On bags in our home. And I'm telling you, it is an easy switch. You know how sometimes when you're making a life transition to do something better, like if you're a meat eater and you really want to be more plant-based, sometimes those switches are very clunky. It's really hard to learn new habits. Hold on bags are an easy way to switch from doing something that is harmful to something that's way better for yourself in the environment. And the bags are great. Like they said, they're heavy duty, they're great quality, and you know that you are doing something better for your family. We absolutely love them. And we don't have to feel bad about, okay, we only use this one time. We're about to get rid of it because we know that it's going to decompose. It's not going to sit here in this earth and just take forever to break down. To shop plant-based bags and replace single-use plastics all over your home, visit holdonbags.com/argue. Or enter argue at checkout for 20% off your order. Sustainability has never been more simple. That's HOLDON bags.com/argue. Or enter code argue to receive 20% off your order. Small things can lead to lasting change if we stop and say, hold on. Thank you, Hold On, for sponsoring this episode. And now we're about to go to our other sponsor. Y'all already know about them because we talked about them before, and that is ZocDoc. And let me tell you, ZocDoc is my best friend right now because that's the only way I'm going to get better is by finding a doctor that wants to take me seriously. So let me tell y'all about an instance of where I didn't use ZocDoc so you can understand why ZocDoc is what I should have used. I end up going to urgent care because I had a coughing fit the night before. So bad that I only got maybe 30 minutes of sleep. I was coughing so much. I went to urgent care because I was just like, I need antibiotics. I need something. Waited an hour before I was seen. Got into the room, waited another 25 minutes just for this man to tell me to take some over-the-counter cough medicine. Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you don't use ZocDoc to verify you read verified patient reviews to find someone that accepts your insurance and who is available at the time that you need them. This is where I had messed up. I messed up. I should have used ZocDoc. Listen, you've been stewing about a health problem that you have, right? And a lot of times you will resort to texting your friends to get opinions. Well, listen. I don't know about your friend group, but I don't have any medical doctors in my friend group. I got one cousin, and I try not to bother her because the whole family be trying to use her. So the chances are I'm not getting advice from a doctor, or you're not if you go over here asking questions from your group chat. Well, you can find it from a doctor on ZocDoc. Thousands of medical professionals on ZocDoc are there to help you. They listen like a friend and give you expert care when you need it. Woo! In my instance, there's nothing worse than going to a doctor's appointment and expect to be center of attention, and then your doctor seems like they have better things to do and a better places to be. Instead of listening to you intently, asking you how you feel, helping you along, the doctor is checking the clock. On ZocDoc, you find quality doctors who focus on you, listen to you, and prioritize your care. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient reviewed and take your insurance, okay? And are available when you need them and treat almost every condition under the sun. So, listen, this is what I want you to do. Don't be like me. Do not be like me. Go to ZocDoc, okay? You got a little ailment that needs some attention. Go there, read the patient reviews, find someone with your insurance, find someone who can fit in your schedule. Go to ZocDoc.com/argue and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/argue. ZocDoc.com/argue. Alrighty. Marriage games. Mm-hmm. Go first, baby.
Something that I've learned. This is something I should say before even getting married. This is something you should do. Something you should go by. Like, y'all know, we do a lot of those stupid challenges that Angel wants to do, and they're not.
Yeah,
but one thing, and people always say, I want this is healthy, this is good. One thing me and Angel have always done since the beginning was laugh and have fun together. Mm-hmm. I cannot stress that enough. That's something, you can be serious about your marriage, but you don't have to be serious in the marriage. Mm-hmm. This is something I feel like I know people that seem like they have more fun away from their spouse. Mm-hmm. It's like, going to hang out with the fellas, going to hang out with the homegirls, whatever you're going to do. It's just like, if we can't have the best fun that we have together, then why are we moving forward with this?
Yeah.
We need to change that before we go further into this, because this should be the person that I want to do the most things with.
Yeah.
I'm like, because that's who you're going to spend the most time with regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen that firsthand of people seeming like that they don't, that when it comes to having fun or doing stuff, their spouse doesn't pop first in their mind. It's like friends or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's that's just anybody dating or newly married or whatever, just make sure y'all can have fun together.
I fully agree. I would say a marriage gain that I have learned, and that's later in life, and hopefully I haven't given this before, is try to consider, before getting mad, that your significant other, if you've married someone who is actually loves you, actually wants the best for you, so that when you listen to comments that they say or something that they say, if it sits with you the wrong way, sometimes it's easy for us to go to the lowest denominator of, like, when you have a frenemy, those are the people that you have to be like, what was the intention behind it? We think there's all these ill things that they mean for ill. And sometimes when you do that with a spouse, it doesn't allow them any type of grace. While I'm not saying let things slide, I'm saying when approaching the person about if it's a comment or something that didn't sit with you right, allowing them to clarify before you begin to think automatically.
Yeah.
You meant to do this to hurt my feelings, or you meant to do this to tear me down. Now, I think it's still great to speak your truth if your feelings are hurt. I think it's great to speak your truth if you feel as if you were tore down, but to assume the intention was not that.
Yeah.
You can be truthful about the impact of it, but assume the intention wasn't that. Because if you assume that about that person all the time, then why would you be with a person like that?
And that's what ends up happening.
Yeah.
You start questioning the position that both of y'all in, or like, why are we even here?
Right. If you feel like that's what always their intention is, and that's even in friendships. When I feel like you are a true friend of mine, I'm going to try to always give you the benefit of the doubt if I really feel like you my girl. Like if I feel like you my person, like as far as in friendship, I am going to try my damnedest to believe that your intention wasn't the thing, wasn't what how it impacted me. Now, if it becomes too much of a pattern, then I'm gonna be like, oh, you're showing me who you really are.
Right.
But especially in marriage, really, it's grace. Grace is needed. I think that it, like you said, laughter is number one. Grace, number two.
Yeah.
Grace is needed in a marriage for it to be given and for it to be received. So that is our marriage gains for today's episode. Let us know if that resonated with you at all. All right. Now to the topic of the day. So we have 4 kids, as we mentioned before, and they're all boys. And if you're watching us, you can see my husband is a very big man. And you can see that I am not a small woman. So something that we're constantly having to figure out on a daily basis is food.
Yeah.
So I'm almost tired of eating because of having to figure out food all the time. Granted, I'm going to eat, but I'm tired of thinking about food. Do you ever get tired of it?
Thinking about food?
Yes.
No.
Oh my gosh. I feel like, my camera. I feel like I've eaten all the things. I have tasted all the things. I don't want to have to keep thinking about it. Mm-hmm. And I also, at the same time, you don't have this pressure. I think about my kids growing up and getting married, and I don't want them to be like, I mean, my mom, she could cook okay, but like she didn't really throw down like that when they're talking to their spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even though this very old and traditional, I feel like not every, a lot of women who have a lot of traditional ways and values and morals, that is a bit of a bragging right. Yeah. So it's for your son or your child to be like, I want mama's cooking.
Yeah, coming back home for the holidays or any event, it's like, I'm eating at mama's house. I don't give a damn what y'all doing.
And I just don't know if my kids are going to have that feeling.
I bet they would.
There are certain things that I know they love that I cook, but I don't have like a signature thing that I do.
Yeah. You do a lot of stuff well, but you don't like to cook.
You know what? It's not that I don't like to cook. I'm realizing that. It's that by the time it's time for me to start cooking, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to spend my energy doing that.
Yeah. Because when you into something, it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember, especially when we was both busy, when I had a 9-to-5, you was doing things, and it's just like, ain't just throwing some heat on something and just throwing it on these plates. Yes. Which, I mean, I got it. I get it.
Yes. It's just so.
That's why I like the grill so much. You throw that meat on there, I get some cabbage or whatever vegetable I can put on that grill, and it be done. I ain't even got to clean it off. I let that grease set so it don't rust and clean it off the next time I heat the grill up.
I don't know. So it's time for you to have a moment of truth with something that I've cooked.
I thought it was something that I've cooked.
You're going to tell me something that I've cooked.
That was easy. That's easy.
That I epically failed at.
You already know what it is.
No. As a family, not as a girlfriend.
We was a family.
No, I was your girlfriend. You were still coming out to visit me. You was talking about this butterscotch pie. It was more like butterscotch soup in a crust. No.
That thing was awful. That you've epically failed at.
Just heard you. All that thing was awful. That I've epically failed at, that you're like, nah, babe.
That's a hard one. Honestly, I can't think of anything
You know what? The thing I'm thinking about is when you were my boyfriend, too. We weren't married.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, were we? You put some, like, fish. I remember one time it went well, and then you tried to do it again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. We was dating.
No. When we were dating, you did a good job. You tried to reprise that after we got married out here.
That's what happened.
Yeah, because you made it at Waldo Way.
Uh-huh. No, I made it on...
I thought you made it at Waldo.
I made that on Belmont.
Okay. And he made some fish with some carrots and potatoes.
Yeah.
And it was all like in one roasting pan.
Yeah. No, it was turkey. Was it fish or turkey?
It was fish. That's why I think it was Waldo Way.
Oh, so the one I'm thinking about was with turkey.
Yes.
The one I'm thinking about was with turkey.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't with fish. It was with turkey, the reprise. And that's when horrible. But no, I can't think of a meal that you have like. I'm trying to think.
Oh, I can think of something.
For me or you?
That I cooked for you.
What?
So y'all know Marcus, we try to pay close attention to his blood pressure, which we realize is not food, it's not diet related.
Yeah, his blood pressure to do with diet.
But at the beginning we were like, none of this sodium because with this blood pressure. So I was buying things with salt. I bought this one container. It's a salt substitute. It was like, I think it's like potassium.
Potassium is actually saltier than salt.
So I am doing a 1-to-1 ratio change. So if a recipe asks for a 4th teaspoon of salt, I'm doing a 4th teaspoon of potassium. But imagine taste-wise, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's like a 1-to-8. So if it calls for a 4th teaspoon of potassium, salt, and I do that, it tastes like I did 2 whole teaspoons of salt. Mm-hmm. And I think I made some greens or something.
But it was weird because it was the other stuff we were adding it to. It's like it changes if it's cooked. Because the salt, the sodium taste wasn't there in what was cooked. But then when you just add it, it's overly salty.
I mean,
it's weird.
He might as well have put his tongue into the sand or put his whole meal in the sand and then ate it. It was so bad. I felt so bad because I was really like trying my best. Another reason why I don't think my cooking is all that great is also to accommodating him. We've changed our palate. We don't put a lot of salt on our food. You would feel with some of my things, you would feel very like you were at a Caucasian house. Not that there's no seasoning, but you know how salt helps like cut the taste through. It enhances taste. I use very limited salt.
That's the thing. I mean, we might be taking a little bit of a detour, but I've always liked food. To me, food tastes better when it has a lot of seasoning and not just salty.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
We've changed our palate up so much. A lot of stuff tastes extremely salty to me because I don't ingest it that much.
Right.
So
a
when
lot
it's
of things
good,
taste salty.
that means it's flavorful and it ain't just salt. You know what I'm saying? And black people, that's what we grow up on. Lowry's and grease. And that's why we be dying at 20.
Right.
Like,
right.
Because if you truly seasoning something that's really good, it be good. You don't need the salt.
I can't think of the last time I've used salt at a restaurant.
I didn't even as before California. I didn't.
Yeah, no, we don't.
To where my mama she don't taste nothing. She just pick it up off the table.
Putting salt on everything.
I get to the point I sit down and I just snatch the salt off there, smack it out. You don't need it. Taste it first.
I see in our comments a lot of them y'all use the pink Himalayan. I use pink Himalayan salt.
Sodium is sodium, y'all.
But no. It's not just that though. It is how your body processes it. The Morton salt that we grew up on, the little white girl with the thing. Yeah. The body doesn't really understand because our body does need sodium. It's not that it doesn't
it needs
need
sodium
it.
when you sweat sodium, so you definitely need to replace. That's why Gatorade is so high in sodium.
Because they're like, we need to replace that. Well, certain types of salt, the body knows how to compute it better. That Morton's table salt, the body doesn't really know what the hell that is. So
is everything white?
Yeah. So
the bread, the sugar.
So that's why
the salt.
Pink Himalayan salt is a lot of times better. Kosher salt can be better, and those are the ones that I typically use. Only when I'm baking do I go back to the Morton's table salt because I know that like them big ass.
Yeah, that's the problem. It be marble sized crystals.
Ain't gonna work.
You gotta put it in a grinder.
Yeah, I don't like. I know there are like desserts that my kids like that I make. Like Lil Marcus loves my sweet potato pies. The twins like it when I'm not making cakes from scratch for real. Or of course they like the fried things that I make. I made fried fish. Danny Torb, my brother-in-law Danny, he was like, I was waiting to eat leftovers.
Me and him, we was both like, because is that the day after she made spaghetti?
I had made fish the day before. No, I made fish the day they landed.
No, what was the day?
And then I had
me and him planning on eating leftovers, and then you fried that fish.
So I made fish the day they landed, but I had 4 more fish fillets that never got fried.
Oh, yeah.
So then I fried them up. It might have been the same day as the spaghetti. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After she made the spaghetti, I went to the stove and I was like, let me fry these 4 last fillets so they don't go bad in the refrigerator. And next day, Danny was like, I ate that for breakfast. I was waiting. He was like, that fried fish was good.
Angel, she, of course, got busy and she was frying fish and she burned 4 of the pieces. Well, I was like, I don't mind something just a little crispy. So I said, I'm going to eat these. I'm going to eat the burned ones. So I got them, especially trying to keep anybody else from getting them. Like, oh, these are burnt. And then I realized later on that night after everybody ate, no, the burnt one was actually.
Yeah. I was like,
I just got some that's a little crispy. Them things.
I was over there.
I said, oh, shit.
Yeah, they were burnt. I was busy. So the twins are not like little Marcus. You know how I told you little Marcus was so sweet to one of my nephews, Malachi? Well, Zachariah also is just, he's different. He's a sweet boy. I absolutely love Zachariah. Well, the twins are not like little Marcus and just like, oh, well, you're a little different. You say things a little different. Oh, well, no, they're going to be like, you're weird. Why are you saying weird things? So I had to have a conversation with them and was like, this is your cousin. And he might say things that you might not be used to or react to things in a way that you're not also used to. Go with the flow. Make sure he's included. And so I'm having this conversation and my fish is over there burning as I'm over here trying to teach my kids some freaking manners. Oh, I was so mad because all the other pieces of fish were so fire.
That's the thing. Everything was golden. And then the pieces that I grabbed were darker golden. So I'm like, she's silly. These things ain't burnt. You give me that one too. That's
no,
quote unquote burnt too. Let me eat these. And then after we was cleaning up and stuff, and I looked over to the left of the stove, I said, oh no, them bastards right there is black.
And the thing is that the fish fillets actually probably weren't all that burnt. You know how the bits burned at the bottom? All those begin to stick to them, but then it's still going to have a burnt taste to it. I was so mad. I was like, God dang it. If y'all could just do right, I wouldn't have to have these goddamn conversations. But yeah, is there anything else you feel? You've had some blunders, but not like, it's just like, oh, you made a mistake this one time, but not like.
Yeah, I mean, the seared ahi that time was overcooked.
Above the seared ahi, Marcus has set chicken thighs in,
Let me tell you
lamb chops on fire.
Let me tell you what. I had a grill, and that same grill that kept catching fire. Mm-hmm. Chicken thighs, of course, y'all know, got a lot of oil in them. And so one time I was grilling, and I think I'm on the second batch of chicken thighs, and I had lamb on there too. And I come in the house, I'm sitting there grilling. It's night at night. It always happens at night too, every time. So I'm sitting there grilling. This is in the first house.
No,
it was the second house. Second house.
Oh, it's happened
twice. The first time was in the first house.
Yes.
Second time was in the second house. Same grill. Sitting there grilling. Actually the first time I was using. Both times I was using gas. Mm-hmm. I'd be damn, not even the charcoal, see? Anyway, so I'm sitting there, come in the house. This is the first time. And I just happened to glance in the backyard. And I can just see a bright orange glow. Like
it is an inferno.
Reflecting off the back fence. Like, because I can't see the grill. I can just see the backyard. I'm like, somebody pulling the driveway? Like, come on. I go out there. By this time, the neighbors across the street are running across the street to our house with fire extinguishers.
Because they think our house is about to be on fire.
My grill is completely engulfed in flames.
Yes.
I'm talking, the propane tank is right under that. I'm like, oh, so it's hot. I can barely run to the thing, get down low, turn off the gas, and pull the propane tank back, douse the whole thing with fire extinguisher, ruin the meat. Mm-hmm. Them lamb chops, them goddamn chicken thighs was crisp.
Them chicken thighs look like little black power fish.
I wanted to get. It really was. Tight. It looked like charcoal.
Yes.
It's like you could have just put them on the charcoal side. Nobody would have known the difference.
Right.
It shrunk. I was so mad. I was like, I wanted to just get rid of the grill. I was like, yeah, but the grill survived somehow.
Yeah.
It buckled a little bit from all the heat.
Yeah.
Then the second house, same grill. That time I was afraid for the fence because I said that fence catch on fire. All our neighbors going to be pissed because that fire going to spread quick.
Oh, yeah. We had all them trees, too.
All them trees.
That overhang.
You know, it'd be a drought in California.
Oh, yeah.
But burned down Van Nuys. Same thing, though. I had this time it wasn't lamb chops. No, it was lamb chops, too. I'd be damned.
Yeah.
It was only lamb chops.
It was only lamb chops.
Only lamb chops this time. This time, them things went from the size of your hand, they shrunk down to quarters.
Yeah, they were lollipops. You know how people are like, oh, I love lamb lollipops. No, these were for real lamb dum-dums. They were. So tiny.
They still had a little meat on the inside, though, because I ate some. I said, no, I ain't throwing all these damn things away. The char that was, and that's the thing, it's like the gas side, I made sure the oil, I think the second time, maybe the oil pan, and it was two of them. Maybe the reservoir was full. I don't know. But yeah, them things was catching on fire.
Yeah.
I finally got rid of that grill.
Yes, thank God. This is Marcus kept, he's like, man, dang, because just when he would come inside the house, it was like,
as soon as I turned my back, Flame was like, go, nigga, go, now, go.
It's so bad. Well, one of the things that keeps us feeding our kids and not just having a bunch of burnt up meals is HelloFresh. Y'all know how much we love HelloFresh, and that truly is our go-to for meal preparation for our family, because it keeps me from having to expend a lot of energy at the end of the day. And like I said, that's the big reason why we were doing takeout a lot of times before, is because I would be so tired by the end of the day. We start the day so early. I am doing so many things, going from podcasts to editing to auditions to shooting a TV show or a commercial. Marcus at that time was also working a 9 to 5 where his commute was an hour and a half to 2 hours on both ends. None of us had the time or the capacity to cook. Well, HelloFresh changed that all for us. First of all, HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit for so many reasons. First of all, you are getting farm fresh ingredients and seasonal recipes. Those ingredients, those produce, those healthy produce that came from the ground, that came from local farmers, gets to your door in such a short amount of time.
Local farmers.
Local farmers. Also, it's all pre-portioned. So what does that mean? You're not wasting food. You know, you go to the grocery store to buy stuff for a recipe, you end up buying way more than what you actually need, because they don't sell things in the grocery stores to cater to a specific recipe. You're going to buy a head of broccoli. You're not going to get to buy 5 florets. You're not going to be able to buy just going to get this little amount. But HelloFresh, they make sure everything's pre-portioned so you're not wasting anything. If you didn't know that April is Earth Month, and HelloFresh is always committed to a cleaner planet. On average, HelloFresh meals have about 31% lower carbon footprint than the same meals made at the supermarket ingredients. Plus, nearly all of HelloFresh's packaging material are curbside recyclable in most areas of the U.S. Good food is too precious to waste. As I mentioned, HelloFresh pre-portioned ingredients cut down on your waste by at least 23%. And I feel like they are extremely accurate, if not underestimating how much that percentage is, because we really waste less food by shopping with or by being subscribers to HelloFresh, which is good for your wallet and the planet. And if you're looking to save money during the spring, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. Let me tell y'all, we love HelloFresh, and I'm not going to actually tell you a story about the recipes. I'm going to tell you a different story about how just HelloFresh must be contracting amazing people. Because we are sponsored by HelloFresh, every quarter we get like a complimentary box for our personal experience, right? However, we are also actual subscribers of HelloFresh. We pay to get these meals every month because this is how we feed our kids at night. So it just so happened that 2 of the product placement or the personal experience boxes had just been delivered to us. And then on Sunday, the box that we pay for was delivered. And it so happened that the delivery guy, he sees all these boxes on our porch, and he sees that our 2 trucks are in the driveway. And there's another package there too. He grows concerned that something is wrong because we have this food sitting out here on our porch, and he's wondering like, yo, is everybody okay on the inside? So he calls, and I didn't pick up because I didn't see the call, but he left a message. And he was just like, I saw you had some boxes on the porch of HelloFresh. And, you know, these are perishable things. So people expect for those to end up back in your house.
Yeah, very quickly, yeah.
And he was like, I'm just, praying everything's okay. If you don't mind giving me a call back to let me know that you all are safe. And so I called him back, and I said, first of all, God bless you for being such a great human and actually being concerned. And I explained, I was like, we advertised for the company. And I was like, those 2 boxes, they were delivered in addition, because he was afraid that they were like 2 weeks old boxes. And I was like, so we just haven't brought them inside of the house yet. But I was like, thank you so much for being concerned. So even though that ain't got nothing to do with the meals, y'all know we love HelloFresh meals. We eat the meals. We love the meals. We about to cook some tonight. It was just, I was like, okay, HelloFresh, I don't know who y'all hiring, but all right, he cares about our safety. So we want you to go to HelloFresh.com/argue50.
Argue50.
And use code argue50.
Argue50.
For 50% off. Plus your first box ships free. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/argue50.
Argue50.
And use code argue50.
Argue50.
For 50% off. Plus your first box ships free.
Yeah, somebody said they would have fed those lamb chops to the dog before they threw them away. Y'all think the dog I didn't try that. Them dogs weren't about to eat charred ashes.
They
What kind of
said,
dogs y'all think we got? It's like things was not touching them damn lamb chops. No, you can't put them on the grill. It's just they're oily, so you got to watch them. What?
Women wheeled up said, "I'm trying not to cry today." Talking about the story. No, I was literally genuinely shocked. I was like, "God bless you, happy." This was literally yesterday.
Yeah, on Easter.
I was like, "Happy Resurrection Sunday." He's like, "Same to you." And I said, I hope God really does bless you, because that I wouldn't even known to have been concerned. I'm like, these lazy bastards taking in their food. So that was very sweet of him. But yeah, so we tried. I enjoy HelloFresh because I don't have to think, but I also do enjoy thinking of like creative meals to make with the kids. Yeah. And also, I gotta make my baby salmon croquettes every now and again so that he can gorge himself.
Yeah, I need to make some real good salmon croquettes.
I mean, Marcus tears into them things like
the
they're
last
never
time you
coming
made
back.
them, I limited myself.
You did, but they all got eaten up.
When? Not that night.
There was like one left.
Oh, it wasn't me.
I'm saying all of you all. I have 5 of you all.
Okay, I'm just saying. Usually, I would have made sure wasn't none left, and I would have actually make some more.
Right. I didn't even eat any that night. I ate the last one the next day.
Yeah,
I fixed myself salmon.
See, I was doing good. I'm doing good.
You did. I'm proud of you, boo boo.
Give me my credit.
I'm proud of you, but not gorging. But
that's why I'm working out, y'all, just so I can have a cheat day.
That's it. That's all he.
That's all I want. Either that Friday or Saturday. I got two spots I can get some pancakes. So we'll go get pancakes. Oh.
And I'll be like, let's go like after this because
no, it's in the middle of the week.
Make your cheat day in the middle of the week.
No, my cheat day is gonna be. I ain't gonna mess up a workout. A day of working out by doing something stupid with a meal. I'm gonna do it on the weekend.
But see, okay, I ain't going. That's how you.
Because if I eat like that, I'm like, man, I don't feel like I ain't worked out today yet. If I do a cheat meal after this, I'm not gonna work out.
But if you would have worked out,
I still wouldn't. That messes with my mentals.
Okay, if it messes with your mentals,
I got my adrenaline going. I got my metabolism going. Let me not put a bunch of bad stuff in me.
See, I'm like, while my metabolism's going, this is the time. I don't need to do it while I'm too sedentary because then it's just going to sit.
Metabolism don't slow down after a day.
Right. But you're not talking about a day sometimes. A day. I'm saying I want it at its peak. Tear up these pancakes before they make it to my thighs. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have a problem.
I know you don't, you bastard. All right. Let's go to Tank Our Advice. Take Our Advice is a segment in which we poll our audience, and they let us know if they have something they want to get advice from us. Okay. Let's see here. We have something from one of my favorite people in our Patreon. And while she's one of my favorites, she pulls up to everything. Let me tell you, if I'm doing a live with somebody, I know I'm going to see her name in there. And if I don't, I'm going to be like that HelloFresh man and being like, Alex, you okay? Everything doing all right? So this is from Alex Morgan. She says, I'm turning 30 in July and I'm terrified. I love my 20s for the most part, but I feel so unprepared. I feel like I'm about to say goodbye to a part of my life that I enjoyed. How do I get over my fear? You want to go first, baby?
Girl, you learn so much in your 30s. Realize that your 20s, you still a child. Still do childish things. Mm-hmm. In your 30s, you can, those childish things become fun. It's like, yes. Definitely don't be afraid to step into your 30s. That's like we tell people now, use your 20s to figure out what you want to do. Use your 30s to make your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to make mistakes. You in your 30s, you still got time. I ain't gonna tell nobody that at my age. That's near my age. But yeah, 30 is I was looking forward to my 30s. Well, I know you wasn't.
Yeah, that's why. But I'm loving list to yours.
Yeah, so that's not definitely don't have a fear of your 30s. not a lot changed. Just like you got a little more wisdom to go off of.
Yeah. Alex, as you probably already know, I think I've mentioned it. I feared going into my 30s as well. Like yourself, I enjoyed my 20s immensely. I got married to the man that I had always dreamed I would marry. I bought a house. I was on television. I got my master's. Things were looking great. And I just didn't know how I could top that. And my 30s ended up being a ghetto, bald-headed. And a lot of that, I think, has to do with the mentality I had and what I spoke over my life. I kept saying my 30s weren't going to be as good as my 20s. So my 30s were like, okay, you're telling us what you want. Mm-hmm. And we are going to do a checkmate, and we're going to make it worse than you ever thought it could be. So I would say if I were giving you practical advice, I'm trying to think about like what my therapist would say. If I was giving you practical advice, I would say write down everything you want to experience in your 30s. Mm-hmm. If you want to experience true love, if you want to experience a place in your career that you want to reach, if there are places you want to travel, if it's children that you're hoping you have in your 30s, I would say start being really intentional about making all those things happen. I do believe in manifestation. I do believe our words have a lot of power, but I believe our actions have even more power. Mm-hmm. So not only saying these things with your mouth, but then also like coming up with a plan of action of how to actually make those things happen. And I feel like that is what I missed in my 30s is directing my 30s where I wanted it to go. So if it is traveling, being like, okay, let me figure out what I need to be, how I need to change my annual budget so that I can really start traveling like the type of chick I want to travel. Like if it's more like girls trips, or if it's I want to start dating more frequently. Okay, let's figure out what apps, what events, what things I can do to put myself in a place to meet the type of guys that I want to meet, and start saying yes to dates. Just start saying yes. Not judging them too hard, going on the date, and if it's terrible, never see the person again. If it's great, okay, you might make a connection. But I think really being in the mindset of, because I'm afraid my 30s are going to turn out terrible, let me put more energy on making sure they turn out great. I feel like our 20s, we didn't have to try too hard for them to be great. We were naturally in better shape. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We naturally didn't have as many responsibilities because we didn't have children, nor did we have mortgages. And also, people underestimated us because we're 20s. So we didn't have expectations to have to meet.
Right.
You know, wasn't nobody expecting us to become president. Wasn't nobody expecting us to be nobody's CEO.
Yeah, the thing is with your 30s, just use your learned lessons from your 20s and execute things that you want to see happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing to fear, especially, like you said, 30, come on. You got plenty of time to figure things out.
Yeah. I look at one of my nieces who I feel like watching her be more intentional about her dating, I feel like is everything that's happening in her life around it is a direct reflection of behind her intentionalness in dating and how she wanted to date. Where I feel like, in the 20s, we just be like, he winked at me. Yeah. Let me see what it is. So I do think, wow, I've been an intentional person for a while now. I feel like if I could have started that intentionality more in every aspect of my life in my 30s, now mind you, my 40s is lit in a mug. I feel like my 30s would have been on fire.
Yeah, I had I don't know why this is confidence in my 30s.
I
feel like I had more confidence in my 30s because it's like, I've been here before. Even if I hadn't, I've been here before. You know,
I didn't have as much.
How old are you? I'm 31. What you talking about?
I don't know if I had as much. I don't think it was confidence. I don't know what was happening in my 30s. I was making kids. That's what I was doing in my 30s. I was making a lot of kids and buying real estate. But I still feel like I could have definitely, now in my 40s, I say this, I am the expert. Mm-hmm. That's it. Are there people I can learn from? Absolutely. But I am the expert. In my 30s, I didn't feel like I was the expert. But I still could have been way more confident and intentional about my actions. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully your 30s are going to be lit. You got a couple more months left before you hit 30. So have a good time in these 20s, baby. Pop, lock it, drop it, or whatever the song said that my niece was listening to in my husband's car.
Oh.
Oh my
the language.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, last segment that we're gonna do is the comment of the week. If you all didn't know, you can comment on our podcast, on our social media clips, and we choose a comment of the week. We have been a little slow on our Instagram posts, but those are about to pick back up. So you can comment over there. And if you're select, we choose you. And we thank you for engaging with our content.
Absolutely.
So last week, Zuluisms said, no. Oh, and that last week's episode was on Easter extravaganza, but we had a conversation about being helicopter parents. And she says, nah, y'all ain't helicopter parents. Y'all have a secure attachment with your children. You make sure they're safe, and you also make sure they're capable. Helicopter parents hover without releasing the grip, basically ever. What you described isn't hovering. It's parenting. Well, thank you for your vote of confidence and your affirmation.
I agree with that.
I agree.
I feel like helicopter parents cripple their kids.
Listen, I don't know what I feel, but I'm doing what I'm going to do. Amen. And amen. So again, thank you so much for commenting. I want to remind you all to please rate and review our podcast. It is so important for our podcast to be reviewed because it makes us more discoverable, and we're still growing this podcast. The tour is underway. We actually have to get some stuff to our tour person today. Yeah. She should have gotten it last week, but we're excited, guys. So be on the lookout for Is This Going to Cause an Argument tour coming to somewhere hopefully near you in the summer. Also, I'm gonna actually let you get off everything on your chest, and I'll do my last announcements at the very end. Okay, yeah. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Marcus A on the gram, Facebook at Marcus A on the book, TikTok at Tank Don't Talk. Y'all can find my building body butter, both scented and unscented, at manshit.com. It's manshYT.com. Just dropped on Monday. Well, for y'all watching this with the Patreon today, this morning, but for y'all that ain't on there watching this on Wednesday, episode of Tasting with Tank with Brescia Webb. Just dropped that over there on Tanksley TV. So make sure you go over there and watch that and like and subscribe and check out the things going up over there too. All right. So a couple announcements. Okay, guys, thank you for making it to the end. Couple announcements. If you haven't already, please go over to A Black Lady Sketch Show on IG, or YouTube, or Twitter, and you will see the Manage Her, or the mange her, I should say. I said manager, like a black person. It's a twist on the manger story. It's from the trilogy that A Black Lady Sketch Show has done for the past 2 seasons of biblical stories told from the women's perspective that were close to Jesus. And in this sketch, you will see me playing a great character named Joanna. It features Tank, Kale Mitchell, not me. And it does not feature the other Tank. And Jay Ellis is also in the sketch. It's super funny. Please make sure you share it. Show HBO that, like, hey, we support your girl Angel on y'all's new season, period. Also, because I got yelled at by Alex, who also asked me the question of take our advice, because she yelled at me in our Discord, because you can actually talk to us via Patreon if you're a Patreon member. Yeah. That I didn't tell my Patreon about my episode with Jackie Anna on Lavishly Lavishly Jackie? Lavishly Jackie. We filmed this thing so many months ago. I didn't know when it was going to be released, but it's a great episode on tea parties and tea etiquette. And y'all know I love my tea. So go over there and check it out. Season premiere of a Black Lady Sketch Show is this Friday. Oh my God. In 2 days, if you're watching this on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So if you ain't got HBO, get it, or HBO Max, or use somebody else's passcode in Patreon. After this episode ends, let's talk about how we're going to do a watch party. And I'll be doing a after show on Instagram after each episode. So it'll be a Instagram live. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Until next time.
Y'all have a good one, fam.
Bye.